Hello. So today I will talk about psychology. We are covering cognitive behavioral therapy, okay, CBT, and we are covering it for children. So let's go with the basic theory first. Okay, what it is, okay, how what all it involves. Okay, basically it's a talk therapy. We will talk to the patient. We will try to understand what problem he is facing, and then he or she might get it resolved. Okay, so it will involve we will discuss with them personally. We will try to make a bond. So as soon as patient comes or as soon as the person comes, we will make him comfortable, we will make him sit. Okay, then we'll talk about some events, about some things. We'll try to understand his psychology. Okay, what all is affecting him or her. Okay, so let's start. See, basically, we want to know what is the problem behind their tantrums, what is the problem behind their anger, all these type of things. Okay, and this type of therapy involves six or even more than that. Okay, such type of sessions will be required. So we'll be doing some experiments also with them, and we'll be try to extract information from them. So with children it is quite different. We have to ask them to draw something. We have, because they don't know what is a thought. Okay, he or she will not know what is a thought, so you can't directly ask what are you thinking, why are you thinking like this. Okay, that's why we'll go through a process. Okay, so this model basically has thoughts, emotions. Emotions is also known as feelings. Okay, thoughts, emotions, and then behavior. So we'll try to interconnect all these three things. What thoughts are there because of which they are getting the certain emotions, and they are abnormal emotions, and then what is making them behave like this. So we'll try to understand this type of psychology. Okay, so now let's see and try to understand thoughts. The thoughts is like whatever we think, huh? And according to that we will feel and we will act. So thoughts can be immediate thoughts. Okay, a particular thought is coming in my mind due to some reason. It can be like due to my genetics, it can be due to some event, it can be some triggering that is happening. Okay, all this can happen. Different kind of thoughts can come. Now see, these immediate thoughts depend on our situation. Like if we are in a healthy situation, we are in a prosperous situation, we'll think positive. However, if we are feeling down, we are negative, automatically things will they will backstab us, they will go behind us. And you can suppose this, like, see, if two people are coming and one is more powerful, then it will over empower. Similarly, if you are positive, your positive thoughts will empower, overpower, huh? And if you are negative, like you are feeling negative, you are feeling down, you are feeling depressed, then your negative thoughts will conquer over your positive thoughts. You can take, like, positivity is something, I'm talking in straight terms. See, positivity, there is a lot of confusion about positivity. So positivity is just like if there is a glass which is quarter filled. Okay, many people will say it is filled, it is quarter filled, somewhat filled. Okay, and some people will come say it is near to nothing filled, it's not filled at all, it's empty. So that is the thinking which is required. Many times people will think that after breakfast or after dinner we need to have only a small amount of water, so this much water is okay. Many will complain like, you are not giving me enough water, you are not even able to provide a drink of water to your parents, and all these type of things can also happen. Okay, let's proceed then. There is then core beliefs. Core beliefs are the beliefs which which are our traits, or the beliefs which we have nurtured through so many years. Okay, those are our beliefs, and those can be anything, a certain belief that my partner should be of equal age. This is a belief. This is personal to everyone. It depends on each and everyone what personal beliefs they are holding. And it comes from the family, it comes from the upbringing that you have got and all. So these type of things are there. Okay, then there is some we have core beliefs, then we have immediate, then we have intermediate thoughts also. Now intermediate thoughts are between core beliefs and immediate thoughts. They can be positive also, negative also, depend on lot many things. Okay, it's like a sudden reaction to anything. Like you are watching my video, your reaction can be anything. You are going through a PDF, your reaction can be anything. Like you can be excited, you can be interested, you can be enthusiastic, or you might be dull, or you might be feeling like, oh, it's getting boring and this guy is talking shit and I'm not understanding anything. It can be anything. Okay, so these are the thoughts. Now let's go to emotions. Okay, how emotions will come. So emotions are basically, anger is there, love is there. Okay, then excitement is there. All these type of emotions can be generated. Now there can be sad emotions also, there can be happy emotions also, depend on lot many things. And similarly it will affect your behavior. If you are taking anxiety about something, you're worrying about something, you will get, angry, you will get, you will show tantrums. Children will show tantrums. Okay, these type of things will exist. Or if you are getting loving thoughts, you can get romantic. So all these things will happen one after the other. There is a certain chronology about this. So let's come to the practical example, how we are going to deal with children. So see, we have a therapeutic center, and small students are coming, so they will not come alone, they will come with their parents. Okay, so as they are coming with their parents, we'll ask both of them to sit down. Okay, we'll relax the child. Okay, first time he's coming to our center, we will give him something to draw. We'll see what is his reaction. Is he feeling happy? So okay, sometimes he will make some clouds with question marks, or he'll just make question marks. So it means that he's not able to understand where he is and why he is here for, what all things are happening, why they are happening. Okay, so let's take an example. We will give them three chart papers, big chart papers, and we'll make thoughts on one, emotions on another, and behavior on another. Then we'll place them on the floor. So suppose we have Sharvi coming in our center. We'll ask Sharvi to first step on thoughts. Okay, then we'll ask her like what she is thinking, what all is coming to her brain. Is she excited about it? We will give her three choices. Okay, if we'll give choices, na, child will feel strengthened. He will feel that, yeah, I'm being given importance and they are asking from me, and they are caring about me, something like that. So we'll give them this thing that, okay, you have the choice. You can hop, you can jump, you can crawl, or you can walk simply. Okay, so this will tell us about their emotions that they are having. Accordingly they will come to the next step. Then we can have some chits with us, and we can ask them to draw one chit, and accordingly what is written in the chit they have to perform it. Okay, so similarly then from emotions they will go to behavior. When reaching the behavior, again we can ask them to draw something uh, that will let us know like what is the mood of child, how is he feeling, and accordingly how will he behave. So we can get all these things. So this was one of the example. Then we can have some other practical things as well. Okay, so just let me go through it. Okay, one more thing I want to tell you about some intermediate thoughts. See, intermediate thoughts are our assumptions that we have kept in our brain. Like, if I am slim, I will look beautiful, I will look handsome, I will look pretty. Okay, this is a thought. Or there is a thought that, if I'll be successful, I'll be good financially, then I will get a good marriage, I will get a good bride. So, this is also, assumption. There is no guarantee of these things, but we have these assumptions. Sometimes, over the study period we will have this assumption that whatever I am doing, it's not giving enough result. Okay, so see why students are not performing well in exams. many times they are not studying even. Okay, they are not studying because they have this thought in their brain that even after so much hard work I am not getting any result. My brother is more successful, more intelligent than me. He or she can do it, I cannot do it. Okay, these things can come, and these beliefs we should remove these beliefs. And now who will remove these beliefs? Parent, friends, or a special teacher can help them, but we need to go to him or her, right? Okay, let's move ahead. So, you know we have to understand a child. We need to understand what he or she is thinking, what the child is thinking, and accordingly we should proceed. So this was all about it. Thanks for listening.